No, 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 no. No woman no cry. No woman no cry. No, 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 no.
I got a few calls, and the calls were saying that a lot of the issues that we addressed on the Arasa DVD news, especially dealing with the way that the Minister of Family, Youth, Sports and Culture has been conducting itself when it comes to supporting the arts. I would instead of using the term local, I would use the term homegrown artists. We have addressed that issue to him. We have said that we feel that he's very incompetent in that area when it comes to supporting his own. And I was surprised to hear this morning now that almost all the issues that we raised, he now is speaking. But this is what I want to say. We got to understand politics, and and until we understand politics, these people will continue to do what they've been doing to us. What I'm saying is that now he comes out and say the things that he already know what we said. He already knew, but nobody was speaking out, so he just felt that, well, as long as nobody ain't speaking out, I gonna continue doing what I doing, right? But when somebody spoke out now, he gets on board as if he wants to be a part of something.
So
but
you don't feel like he's even going to find out where Bongala is the man who's more consistent in making movies and try to see how we can them can assist him?
Even if he do call you, as I said, he's cosmetic. He called us, and he's very cosmetic. He would call you, sit there. First of all, he don't even want you to talk. He's supposed to be the one to do all the talking. He's the one to dictate how the conversation go. And if it don't go according to the way he wants it, the first thing the first thing he tell you, well, I would just get up and leave. So understand the mentality of the person that you're dealing with. Minister Stephen Lashley have no knowledge whatsoever when it comes to children, when it comes to family, when it comes to youth, when it comes to sport. He have failed, and culture. He have failed in all areas. And I don't know why we continue to go for the same trick over and over and over again. This guy, what have he done in 5 years that you could say has been a success for the children of Barbados? What? Has the schools changed? The conditions of the schools changed? Is children still being abused in the school system? When it comes to these summer camps, look at the kind of food that is being issued to the children, sometimes cold food. Sometimes the food is, I wouldn't give that sometimes to an animal, but he's the one that's in charge. He is the one that's supposed to be in charge. He don't care, and I keep saying that. Well, as I said, I think the parents, when you send your children to these camps, you should be aware of who your children is around. Don't just say, well, they're in a summer camp, I'm going to drop them off and leave.
Because they don't want to boy affair no man, affair my boy, because they will see the other side of me.
What goes on in these camps. And I'm saying that Mr. Lashley, again, for the 5 years that he been the Minister of Family, Youth and Sport, take for instance our BIAT program. Our BIAT program has been proven a success not only here but in other Caribbean islands. You would think that he would say, well, look, let's work along with this program because it has proven itself to be a success wherever it goes with the youths. No, he don't want to do that. What he did, he tried to duplicate the program and come up with a program, spend hundreds of thousands, probably a dollars, coming up with a program called the Barbados Youth Forum. Do you hear anything about it anymore?
I don't think.
All we heard about was the launch, and that was it. It doesn't exist no more. We went to he was having a gathering one time of youths somewhere. I think it's up in by Garfield Sober's gymnasium. And when Emmanuel and myself got there, do you know almost all the children was outside? When I thought it was over, we thought it was over. When we talked to the children, I said, well, look, what's going on? They said, look, we don't want to be in there. We don't want to hear nothing, and we got clips to show you to prove it. So it ain't like we just saying it. We had the children saying, we don't want to hear nothing this dude gonna say. we happen to be the one to tell the children, look, out of respect, y'all come in and listen to what is going on. It don't make no sense for y'all to come all the way up here and y'all just hanging out outside. Come in, show some respect, and come on in. And we the ones that brought the children into his program. He couldn't even get them in. So you understand the mentality of the person that you're dealing with. First of all, he don't think that he come from a poor class. In his mind, he think he come from a rich class. He think he was always rich. He ain't thinking about what his mother and great-grandmother and probably family had to go through to get him to where he at today. So when he see poor children, he have a disdain for them.
Yeah.
When he see a person like you or myself that's doing something positive, he has a disdain for them because what? And if Rihanna, trust me, if Rihanna didn't go out, if Rihanna did not go out and get the acclaim that she got, you think he would be talking about Rihanna today? Because Rihanna come from a poor class too. So he wouldn't have been talking about Rihanna in the light that he's talking about her now. He's talking about her because what? She's about money now. She's a cash cow. That is what he's about. When it comes to the poor, he has nothing to do with them, even though he comes from the poor. And this is why I will continue to knock at him, because he knows better until he respect the people that put him in the position that he's in. You understand what I mean? He think that he's Lord over the people. You're not Lord over the people. The people put you there, and the people could replace you. And that's what you don't understand.
Lord set it up for man.
You see what I'm saying, my brother? So this is the issues that I don't know the man personally to say that I have anything against him, because I don't know him personally, but the way in which he conduct himself administratively with the position that he uphold. A child got sexually molested. A young boy was sexually molested in the school system. Now, would you think that as a minister of family, youth, culture, and sport, if you was the minister and you got the message that a young man would, and as a matter of fact, a young girl was also raped in school, wouldn't you show some type of empathy? I mean, go to the parents, sit down with the parents, make sure the child get proper counseling. Make sure the perpetrators, whoever the ones that did it, make sure they too get counseling, because they too have a problem, right? You know, this man, the next day after this incident, this man is so callous. He get up there and say, we got to support Rihanna because she's Beijing. This is a day after children was traumatized in a school system that he is supposed to be, again, Minister of Family, Youths and Sport. That was a youth that got raped. Those were youths that got raped, that got abused, and there's a whole host of, and how many times this man actually go and sit in any school and see what is going on? But still he think that people is stupid. He think that Bajans are the Bajans that he was taught that Bajans were. That Bajans don't talk up, that Bajans don't say nothing, that you could do anything to them, and they're frightened, so you could do whatever you want to them. But it's a different day. You got Bajans that grew up in America, you got Bajans that grew up in England, you got Bajans that been in Canada, that been exposed to all type of life, and you can't scare them. You can't scare them. They already know about the politics. They already know what these people do. So when they come here and they see what you're doing to your own. I went to St. Kitts. I went to St. Lucia, brother. And I know about Jamaican politicians from living in America and seeing them come to Brooklyn. And I'm telling you that when you see these politicians, they're down to earth. The Prime Minister in St. Lucia goes to Itel shop every single day to eat. In St. Lucia, the Prime Minister. How many Prime Ministers you know in Barbados going to an Itel shop and sit down and eat? You understand what I'm saying? You in certain places in St. Kitts and you see the ministers with the people in the ghetto areas sitting down on crates with the people. How you see these people here? When you see them, they don't even want to look at you. When you see them, they're driving by in their air-conditioned car and their tight-ass suits on.
Their air-conditioned car, you mean? Or air conditioned car, because it's our money that they driving about in our government cars.
And they don't even want to come out and say, well, brother, what's going on?
Yeah.
Say me ain't got a shop. Say me ain't struggling. Other black businesses in Barbados struggling. You would think that they would come and say, well, look, we would like to help. What we could do, how we can help you. They don't care, and that's what the people gotta understand. These people do not care just because they look black. Don't get it twisted.
They are white and black.
Don't get it twisted.
So you're saying they are white and black?
I am saying that they are who they are, and they're not black.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They will totally deny their blackness. So, because Stephen Lashley put on a dashiki every Black History Month, or whenever they tell him to put a dashiki on, that don't make he African. I hear this man, listen, I hear this man on an interview. They was asking him about his shoes. And he was proud to say, these come from Paris. Who cares something about where your shoes come from?
Okay.
Oh, these are from Paris. But my shoes from Bridgestone. Right in Swan Street. What's the difference? A shoe and a shoe?
Yeah.
But that just show you the mentality of the people that you dealing with that call themselves representatives.
Roy Harris.
You understand what I'm saying? These are the people that we got. And until Bajans take control of their life, take control of their politics, and stop feeling that you like this man because he grew up with you and he went to your school and you all know each other and my mother know him. That ain't what politics is about. Politics is a dirty game, and understand how it's played, and stop letting these people laugh with you and give you little handouts and then turn around and you don't get nothing in return for it for 5 years. What have Stephen Lashley done in 5 years for the youth of Barbados? You can't show me anything that's substantial. You can't show me anything substantial, and if you can show it, prove it to me. The Barbados Youth Forum is a failure. It's a failure, and that was supposed to be the youth program for the DLP. That was supposed, and they took our concept. He took our concept and our ideas and ran with it, and still couldn't get it done. You understand what I'm saying? You got a man that the best draft player in the world, and this man is walking around Barbados, got to wash cars to support himself and his family, and this man get in the papers and talking about, I don't really want to disclose anything, but Hitsuki knows why that happened, and you know, his behavior, your behavior. What about Suki? Your behavior is ridiculous to the people, and you talking about Suki?
Where was he last night?
Where was last night? We had two champions. Come back home. You ain't give them nothing when it was going, cause the same Guyanese that you're always trying to kick out and talk all this nonsense about Guyanese is the same Guyanese that supported two Bajan boxers to go to Guyana to beat up on two Guyanese on their own. They couldn't even get money. They couldn't even get money and came out triumphant. And they couldn't even get money from him. And I know he gonna come in the paper now and he gonna say, oh, they was too late. They should have done this and they should have gone according to the all this nonsense. This cat always.
But listen, so wait.
Right.
They find that money $800,000.
But they find that quick.
Yeah.
They find that money quick.
Yeah.
They can't find the money for Suki. You understand what I mean? And there's a lot of other brothers, those two fighters, Sean Cox and I forgot the other young brother's name, but they call him the Hands of Stone. Miguel Anton, I think his name is. But them two brothers, they're born in Barbados. They are bred in Barbados. That's Barbados' own. Why you can't see the greatness in your own?
And a white man come from
all the way from Chicago and see the greatness in them. And put his money in it. Put his money. And GTs, Guyanese, I always got to big up the GTs, eh? And listen, we is one family. So all this stuff you be hearing people talking about, Guyanese do this and Guyanese do it. When the God stop that nonsense, man. Black people is black people. They got good and bad in all of us. They don't care what accent you got. is good and bad in all of us. So we're going to get off of that because it was Guyanese that helped those two brothers to come back here with a world championship belt. Right? It wasn't Bajans. And when we was at the airport, Bonga Lights, how many people was there to receive them brothers?
Just by up and us and me.
You think this could have happened in Jamaica?
Or
In Jamaica, when the fighters coming back, the airport ram. Look, she ain't even hear about it. The airport ram, and these brothers come back here with the title, you know.
There should be a news flash.
Went to Guyana, and look, we got the interview. You gonna see it. We interviewed them. They said they received more love. Bajans received more love in Guyana than they got here, and after beating up Guyanese. Understand that science?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
But we running around here and them brothers coming here, brethren. The only body at the airport was us. You understand what I'm saying?
No, 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 woman, no.